Do you believe that Caitlin Clark's anticipation into the WNBA is bigger than the anticipation of LeBron James entering into the NBA?
Okay. Hopefully I can sum up everything by saying just this. No. That's it. That's all I got. No.
Hey, I got something. Listen clear. Absolutely not. That is all.
No, bro. I don't even know if her. Well, you know what? I say she was a edge past Wemby. Edge past Wemby is what I give Caitlin Clark, because they was trying to put him up there like, this is the most anticipated since LeBron. No, it wasn't. I seen people with LeBron cut out church fans. And they was putting them over their face like they was LeBron. I walked in the Foot Locker. The day after this man got drafted, I walked in the Foot Locker. Right when you walked in the Foot Locker, you seen a Cleveland Cavaliers jersey, bro. I'm talking about Houston, where they should have a Steve Francis, a Cuttino Mobley. Any of these guys would have worked as far as putting their jersey up there. But no, they had the young man straight out of high school from Akron, Ohio. I'm like, yo, this guy must really gonna be big, whoever this LeBron James character is. Because they got his jersey up here, and I halfway know who he is. I heard his name. I ain't never really seen him for real. Oh, but when you watch him play, it all makes sense. So I tried not to go that far. No.
I will say at the end of the day, you do have to give her respect, because she does. You got to look at the scale. You know, NBA is like a world scale. WNBA is like basketball head scale.
Yeah.
So, you know, at my job, you know, we run into people that, you know, are highly against the WNBA for their own personal reasons, but they respect Caitlin Clark. Like, that girl can play. There's no doubt about it. When they see her play, they see the highlights, see the numbers. It's undeniable. But to compare it to LeBron, that's a bit of a stretch. I do agree with the Wemby comparison area. I think just under Wemby. I think Wemby's was a little bit more hyped up and more
world class, in
my opinion.
Yeah, because he was international.
Exactly. And even then, I feel like the international way, I feel like LeBron was the biggest in America and the world. I feel like Wemby was the biggest international coming in, and I feel like Caitlin was the biggest female to come in, period. But to put them on a scale of comparing each other, they're way off of each other, each one of them. I say the closest one to each other are Wemby and Caitlin. But even then, I still see Wemby being above.
I think
as far as like the hype.
I disagree, bro. I don't think I disagree in the sense that I don't believe it's astronomically, like, it's not even close. Don't you even dare say that. I think it's debatable of how, like, I'm not talking about game. I'm just talking about the anticipation, like the longly awaited arrival, like being called the chosen one, like bringing to life.
That was since like sophomore year in high school. Being called that, that's bigger than just college. Even if she was playing with the guys, I don't think people would think she's going to be world changing. Like LeBron was in high school and they were already like middle of high school and saying, "Yep, you're gonna change the world." They ain't doing it with Caitlin. They weren't doing it. Not to that.
Yeah, it's strange because, bro, LeBron's expectations were high, and he came and exceeded the already
No. So see, I'm not talking about what his career has turned into. I'm not even talking about what I'm not even talking about what
I said. The anticipation was here. Expectancy and anticipation was already set high. And I feel like LeBron just came and me saying LeBron just came and smashed that is me trying to attest to how high the anticipation was, bro. Like people just knew, they just knew that this kid coming out of college, I mean high school, was gonna be generational. They just knew it.
Right.
We
So
know.
right.
Go ahead.
So they knew that LeBron was supposed to be or going to be generational because they've never seen a player like him play the way he played at that level. Caitlin Clark, generational, just as LeBron was generational. Caitlin Clark had a game of the women's college basketball that we have never seen, just as LeBron had a game at the high school level that we had never seen. LeBron James came in with, you could say, not necessarily the league on his shoulders, but an entire franchise on his shoulders. The expectation was that he was going to be the savior for this franchise in terms of like adding up the anticipation. Caitlin Clark, her anticipation isn't just to be the face and revive the Indiana Fever. Her anticipation and expectation is that she's going to bring new life and a long, everlasting viewership and revenue dollars for an entire league. Like, she has the most points scored man or woman in college basketball history. She's female Stephen Curry. For all the generational talent that we saw Stephen Curry to be, she's all of that. And coming into this season, now if you want to say LeBron's anticipation was, more cool, but we can't act like it's not debatable. Like her anticipation, considering the run, she's like LeBron. I think Darnell said it. Like LeBron, his run, we didn't get to see LeBron like that. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I got to see LeBron like that in high school. I'm not gonna act like that. We got to see Caitlin Clark year after year, or maybe we could just say her last 2 years. Her last 2 years. We got social media to have her pushed in our face every day. Excuse me. We get to see the numbers of her breaking records game after game after game after game. Her games and at the collegiate level are breaking the records of WNBA games at the pro level. And you factor all of that in. I seen a stat today. They were playing the Connecticut Sun. The Connecticut Sun ticket sales are like $100 for the season opener, right? Because Caitlin Clark is coming to town. The game after that, when she gone, they're like back down to $17. So like that anticipation, I believe, is LeBron-esque. Of her arrival into the WNBA, I believe it's LeBron-esque in terms of his anticipation coming into the league.
I agree, brother. I agree. I don't disagree with nothing that you said. It's just if that is what we're judging it by, then I just have to give that as due respect. If we leave LeBron all the way out of the conversation and say who has been the most anticipated, Darnell gave it to Wemby. I give it to her just a tad bit over Wemby simply because of all the things that you say, right? Now, there's another thing too, right?
Break it down.
Everybody's mad at me. Everybody's mad at me because I'm like, what's she crying for? But that old Angel Reese kind of took away from her staying a little bit, coming from this last year's tournament, this last year's tournament, moving into the WNBA. It kind of was like, well, half the people are watching Angel Reese and the rest of everybody else is watching Caitlin. I think the real G's is watching Caitlin, and everybody who just want to go with the flow.
Like, I mean, to what you're saying, I don't even think it's close. Like, I don't think Angel Reese took any viewership away from Caitlin Clark, and they played each other in a tournament, so they both used their superpowers and their star power to continuously rise the game. And you could argue that anticipation helped Caitlin Clark, and that anticipation helped Angel Reese as they're both coming into the league. But putting Angel Reese to the side and focusing solely on Caitlin Clark again. Caitlin Clark was a #1 overall draft pick. LeBron was a #1 overall draft pick. It's just like I see the similarities between them and their emergence into the league, to me, is like too similar to be like, is what made me feel like, dang, like who's the most anticipated? Like, I would like to go back and research, and I probably should, just to bring it back on the pod for next week. Like just whatever LeBron's numbers was in terms of viewership, like his first game. I'm pretty sure we'll get the numbers tomorrow from Caitlin Clark. But I would edge her over Wemby Darnell, only because like she's an American player, and I just feel like that, like just that draw alone from her, like, this being her native land compared to Wemby being overseas. I would give her the edge in that regard. Obviously, not taking that from Wemby, who's a freak of nature. A shout out to the Rookie of the Year. But yeah, man, I would say, if you want to say LeBron, I'm not tripping off that. I just think it's a highly close race to the finish line. Go to the booth review to like make sure like who crossed the finish line. Like, I think it's close. I don't think it's like LeBron is light years ahead of like her, and in terms of anticipation into
No,
the
I don't think so, neither. I don't think you could just dismiss her when it comes to it.